Bristol Community College, Mathematics with Dan Avedikian, Math 011, Arithmetic, Section 4.8, Problem 2. This is Section 4.8, Problem 2. It says the sales tax in Massachusetts used to be 5%. How much sales tax would Jack have to pay on his new $28,000 car if the sales tax was still 5%? So if you remember from Problem 1, he paid 6.25% sales tax. So it used to be, until 2009, 5%. It was a little bit less. So we set it up the same way. Basically, I want to be able to write the problem in the form A is P% of B. And that's not the only way to do one of these sales tax problems, but this one formula works for every type of percent. So that's why I like it. I know if it's a percent problem, I go to this and it's going to work. And if I can write it in the form A is P% of B, I can use the formula A over B equals P over 100. And hopefully I'll only have one unknown, and then I can figure out what it is. So, can I write it in this form? Yes. So A is how much sales tax? That's what we don't know. A is 5% of B is $28,000. So I can write it in that format, which means I can use this formula. So I start with the A. A is the unknown, so I just leave it as A. The is becomes the equal sign. P, the percentage, is 5. The percent is 100. And then B is $28,000. So I did manage to fill it in. I have only one unknown, which is the A, so I will cross multiply and solve for A. So in one direction, I have A times 100 is either A100 or 100A. You could write it in either order, really. Equals, multiplying the other way, is 28,000 times 5. So the 28,000 times 5, that's a fairly big multiplication, but there are a lot of zeros. Again, if you're a math teacher, we'll let you use a calculator. Just run it through the calculator. If not, it multiplies easy enough. 28,000 times 5. So since most of them are zeros, it goes pretty quick. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times the next 0 is 0 again. 5 times the third 0 is another 0. Then we get to the non-zero numbers. 5 times 8 is 40. So you put 0 for the 40, carry the 4. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus the 4 more that we carried is 14. Right? 10 and 4 is 14. So now there were no decimals here, so there's no decimals in my answer. It's 140,000. So going back to my equation, I have 100A equals 140,000. Now again, I want to solve for A, not 100A, so I divide away the 100, whatever number is in front of the A. So that gives me A equals 140,000 over 100. And that's a very easy division. The two zeros and the 100 just basically cancel two of the zeros in the numerator. That's even easier than doing it on a calculator. Basically, I'm dividing 100 into the numerator and denominator evenly. So my final answer is A is 1400, which means that if the sales tax was still 5% in Massachusetts, the way it used to be, the sales tax on that new car would have been $1,400 instead of $1,750, the way it was at the end of question 1. So that's less, but that's on a very big purchase. For most things, the difference isn't that big a deal.